We're back!
Another Monday.
We're back!
We're
Another
back.
Monday.
We're back.
It is the end of April now.
Yes, it is the end of April. I believe that the next time that we see you, it will be May 1st. So, the last episode of April, boy oh boy, has gone flying by so far.
It has flown by. And hello and welcome to today's stream. My name is Murph Dog.
My name is Mr. Non-Clutch.
And we're Gabagalooza. And we're here for our 12th episode.
12th episode.
Of our lovely variety podcast.
It's great now that we're getting into a groove.
I know.
It's fantastic.
It's a lot of fun to finally be able to say that we're getting into a groove. And it's very, very just nice.
I tell you who else has been getting into the groove. Every player into the MLB. Mm-hmm. They've either been getting into a good groove or a bad groove. There's been some really, really hot players so far, and there's been some really, really down players so far. But honestly, I mean, there's been a lot more good than bad. Yeah. This has been an exciting start to baseball. Mm-hmm. It really has. And, to jump right into it, we're going to divulge into our slices of goodness from this past week. Now, I'll go ahead and start off with the man himself who demolished the ball this weekend. Hitting 3 home runs in a single game in 3 at-bats. The Texas Rangers outfielder Adolis Garcia. Now, his average this year hasn't been the greatest, but that 3 home run game that he had, I mean, he went nuts. This year, in 80 at-bats, he has 18 runs, 20 hits, he has 7 home runs, 28 RBIs, and 1 stolen base. And that, batting .250, which the average needs to get up there, but hey, he's providing that pop, and he's driving runs in, which is what they need.
Yeah,
and,
especially almost close to 30 RBIs already, and his average is going up. It started off slow at the beginning, but now he's starting to really just kind of like rev it up there.
Yeah.
And like every hit is a run, basically.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, how many hits does he have total?
He has 20 hits, 18 runs.
I mean,
so only twice.
That's 18 runs scored.
So
only twice where he hasn't gone on base, he's scored a run, and he's produced himself.
I mean,
with almost 30 RBIs.
He has a 303 OBP, and he has 853 OPS, and that's insane. I mean, the OPS is pretty good.
Yep.
And the OBP is also pretty good. But, I mean, just in the last 7 games, 29 at-bats, 9 hits, 9 runs, 4 home runs, 15 RBIs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. He's batting .310 in that span. That is fantastic for the Rangers. And if you're a Rangers fan, it's got to be nice to see, some of those guys really start to show it,
Yep.
Especially, you got DeGrom. DeGrom's leading the league in strikeouts right now, I believe with 44. So it's nice to see that he's, maybe going to get some run support.
Yeah, I know.
And that is my first slice of goodness.
Which is a little surprising because of the Mets, offense now. Looking at the Rangers offense, it's not even close. But they're doing it for him so far. So gotta give the Texas Rangers some credit.
Absolutely. So that is my first slice of goodness. Who's yours?
Well, my first slice of goodness is a favorite of mine. Obviously, we talked about him in the beginning of the baseball season and how excited I am for what he's going to produce in the MLB. He was off to a slow start, but now he's starting to rev it back up, and that is Masataka Yoshida for the Boston Red Sox. I mean, he finally hit a multi-home run game.
Yes.
And it was in the same inning. In the 8th inning against the Milwaukee Brewers, Masataka Yoshida had homered a solo shot. He had gone back-to-back, but I believe with Verdugo. And that had taken the lead for the Boston Red Sox in the 9th inning, and then they just steamrolled their way. And then Yoshida got up again and hit a grand slam.
A grand slam. And people, if you haven't seen a Boston Red Sox game or the Japan games in the WBC, just look up a video of his home runs last night. His swing is...
It's the best swing in baseball. That's why I love him so much, because he has such a beautiful swing. And even look up his Japanese highlights, because he has some even better swings there.
Absolutely.
But looking at his stats so far, I mean, it's helped his average go up to 231 for the season. His on base is now in the mid 300s, which is good. That needs to go up because he has almost about 10 walks this year, which is good. He's walking. He's not striking out either. He's putting the ball in play. It's just he was rolling everything over. So he needs to just, get into a groove to square the ball up more, and that's exactly what he did yesterday.
Yeah.
So
that's exactly what he did yesterday.
Yeah, and I'm very excited for what he has in store for the rest of the season. I think he's definitely going to be on the rev up.
I very much hope that he wins Rookie of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
And on the other side, I hope Kodai Senga wins Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, and Kodai Senga.
I really hope that
Mets,
both of them, get Japanese baseball up and going in the MLB.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all for it.
Mm-hmm.
I am all for it. That's a pretty good slice of goodness right there.
There's another good slice of goodness, but you have your last one, and it's another good one.
My final slice of goodness for this week, my second slice of goodness, is the Chicago Cubs second baseman Nico Hoerner. And let me tell you, he's been doing pretty good this year. Folks, I'm just going to read his line for you. In 93 at-bats, he's batting .355. He has 33 hits, 20 runs. He has only 2 home runs, 11 RBIs, and the kicker on all this, 9 stolen bases. He is a 400 OBP and an 873 OPS. He has been insane. And this past week, 33 at-bats, batting .394. 1 stolen base, 1 strikeout, 2 walks. He has 13 hits, 7 runs, 2 home runs. I mean, he's doing it for them. And it is exciting to see the young guys for the Cubs. You know, that Cubs team, after the breakup of that World Series roster, you know, there really hasn't been much hope there recently. And, you know, Nico Horner, Cody Bellinger really stepping up, you know, so far this year. So I'm very excited to see what he continues to do this year because, you know, at 6'1", and 200 pounds, I mean, he's only 25, but he has 9 stolen bases, and he only has 2 home runs so far, but he does have a little pop. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's at least 15 for 15 this year, home runs and stolen bases, possibly 20 for 20. So I'm excited to see what comes out of Nico Horner for the rest of the year.
Absolutely.
And, chops to you, man.
Very good shortstop. You know, he's on the rise, and I think he's going to be doing a lot of big things this year.
My chops to you. It has kind of slice of goodness, chops to you. That kind of, you see what I did there, people? Yeah. Well, that is my second and last slice of goodness for this past week. Now, who is your final slice of goodness?
Mine's a cool one. It's a right-handed pitcher for the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Diamondbacks getting highlighted here. Okay.
Number 23, Zach Gallen.
Zach Gallen.
He has been on a tear. I can just read your stats up really quick for the season so far, and then get into the good stuff. Obviously, he's 3-1 on the year. He's been very successful on the mound with his team. He has a 2.59 ERA in 5 starts, 31 and a third innings, almost 40 strikeouts, and a whip of .80. But what really stands out is his last 3 starts. Milwaukee, he had faced on April 10th. It was his second start of the season. Got the victory. In 7 innings, he gave up 3 hits, 1 walk, 11 strikeouts, no runs.
That is pretty good.
In his second start, in his third start of the season, got the victory against Miami. 6 2/3, 2 hits, 7 strikeouts, no walks, no earned runs. And then in his last start, which was back on the 21st of April against San Diego, he got the victory in 7 innings. 2 hits, no walks, 11 strikeouts, no earned runs.
Wow, so how many innings is that without a run scored?
That is 21 and I believe 2/3 without giving up a single run. Not even just earned run, a single run.
Doing it.
He's doing it.
He is doing it.
He is absolutely doing it. I mean, in his last, and also the fact that, all the strikeouts he's had, too. He's had freaking 29 strikeouts in those 3 games. That's insane. So he's, really, really stepping it up here. And, all the hits that he had given up, prior, I mean, he only had given up 7 hits in his last 3 starts. And before that, he had given up 14.
That's some guy's stat line for 2 innings.
Mm-hmm.
That is...
it's crazy. So, he just deserves that last slice of goodness, in my opinion, just because of how well he's been doing. And doing well against the West. Now, granted, he had played a Central team, an Eastern team, and a Central team, but San Diego giving him 7 innings scoreless, and striking him out 11 times. That's very good.
Yeah, that's a great quality.
Slam
start.
Diego, as they're known to be.
Yeah, Slam Diego hasn't been so hot to start the year off.
Nope.
But baseball has been exciting to watch, and I hope that you all have been able to get at least some baseball this year and able to watch it because. It's so nice to have back. It's so nice.
Yep, almost a month in. I mean, listen, man, the Mets are on fire. They went on a 7-3 road trip. Now they come back home tomorrow against Washington. JoJo Gray's on the mound for the Washington Nationals, a good friend of my brother Ryan's, who is in the Giants organization. They went to college together and played together. He went to New Rochelle High School here in New York. And he's finally going to make his first MLB debut in the state of New York.
Well, that'll be a good welcome home.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you what.
And yes, Nick, the Pittsburgh Pirates also have been on a roaring tear.
Yeah.
My favorite meme is the one with Beetlejuice walking up, and you see the standings, and then the Pirates are just sitting there like, and they're like, "What are you doing?" And Beetlejuice is like, "Me? No, just hanging around."
Just hanging around.
Just hanging around.
I mean, hey, the Knicks. I mean, not the Knicks. The Yankees. They at one point were the only team that hadn't lost a series, but then they go and they face Toronto and they go ahead and lose 2 out of 3. So a little bit of a setback, but
Yeah,
that's
wait,
going to be.
but what are you gonna do? At least you were able to salvage a win out of the series, and
That is-
also your starter Garrett Cole's still insane right now.
Yeah,
So you
Garrett
need that.
Cole-
You need him to be your ace. And you need him
Yes.
to be his pitching as well as he has been.
Absolutely,
That helps you out a lot.
I mean, the game this past, I believe it was this past Saturday. Alek Manoah and Garrett Cole kind of had a pitching duel into I believe the 7th inning, and then they finally both got taken out. So.
Yeah, no. And Manoah had a very, very rough start to his season.
Yeah.
Not up to
But I mean,
expectations
they
whatsoever.
both. I mean,
but
the
he's
game
picked it
was 0-0 going into the 7th. So, good game from both of those starters. But hey, enough with baseball. Let's get on to some of the really exciting stuff.
And that is the NHL's Stanley Cup playoffs.
The fight for Lord Stanley himself, and I tell you, it has been super exciting.
I basically have taken a look at every single game so
Yeah,
far.
I've
Every
taken a look
not
at
just
every
every series, but every
series.
game.
I've at least taken a look at every series so far, but really the games where I'm really watching heavily are, that Knicks. I keep saying the Knicks, but the New York Rangers and the New York Islanders series, and I've also been watching the Boston Bruins series as well. Very keenly.
Yeah, and I like I said, I've taken a look at every single series. And they're all really good. There really has not been any blowouts, I don't think, anyway. And
and
besides, one of the games, but-
something that's really we're gonna go over, the series, as they are so far in a bit. But taking a look at these series so far, each team has a win. So
Yeah,
there is
there will
not
be-
going to be a sweep in the first round,
there's no
which is
sweep.
honestly surprising.
Yep.
I honestly find it surprising. The fact that Florida was able to get a win against Boston, I thought that was, crazy.
I thought the Jets were gonna get swept.
Yeah, I also thought that, I thought the Devils were going to get swept. Mm-hmm. So it's been really interesting so far in the first round. But let's go over it. Let's go through the West here first. I'll let you go ahead and start her off.
Yeah, and you got the first one obviously, and that's the Colorado and Seattle series. That is in Seattle's favor, 2-1 in that series, and some 2-goal games literally, except for game 2, and that was a 1-goal game. First game went to Seattle to start the series. It went to Seattle. They had won 3-1 on the road against Colorado, and that was a big, big jolt to their playoff series to start it, and it's kept them pretty much in it. Because after that, Colorado's obviously taken the last two, 3-2 and 6-4. So they did give up 6 goals, but they scored 4 against Colorado, and they were able to keep it a 2-goal game. So not a blowout in that series at all. So a very surprising Kraken holding up their own in that series.
Absolutely.
Then the next one you got is the Stars and Wild, which is tied at 2. I mean, at this point, I think that series is going to go to a Game 7.
I think it's very, very possible. This
It's
one was
very, very possible.
This one was, where we thought it really was going to go 6 or 7 anyway.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
this. I think we were pretty much on track with this one.
And it's back and forth. I mean, Minnesota was able to take it in 2 overtimes, which I remember seeing that. I was like, holy shit. Friggin' 2 overtimes. That's a long time in hockey. And, like in hockey, you get no shootouts in the playoffs. You get just continuous OT. So that's just how it goes there. And then Dallas was like, fuck that, I'm going to come back and score 7 against you in game 2, 7-3. And then Minnesota's like, you know what? Fucking score friggin' 5 against you, my guy. And friggin' another 4-goal, deficit in that game. And then Dallas came back. So it's been back and forth.
Yeah.
There has been no, 2 in a row or whatever.
And then you have the Vegas Golden Knights, against the Winnipeg Jets, and Vegas is winning that series right now 2-1. And
2-1 though. I mean, the Jet, like, they're surprising me. I know a lot of people said that the Jets are actually not terrible.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. I just didn't really know how well they would do against Vegas. And ever since game 1,
Agreed.
I mean, they've been pretty much in it. They obviously, they took game 1 against Vegas 5-1. Took it pretty, precisely. And then, they ended up giving up 5 goals in the next one against Vegas, but a 3-goal game. And then they went to 2 overtimes and lost at home. And that's kind of a big loss, though, because the Jets fan base is electric.
Yeah.
And those games are fun to watch in Winnipeg. So, like,
absolutely,
it was interesting to see how well that overtime would go. And I watched that first overtime when it had happened.
Yeah.
And then I, went back and forth. I think there was another game on. And then I went back to the, that game. And I saw that Vegas scored. And I was like, ah.
Yeah.
But, like, that was low-key room for the Jets there, just to make it interesting.
And then you have, which is my probably favorite series
It's
in
everyone's
the
favorite
West
series.
Right now, the Edmonton Oilers against the Los Angeles Kings.
It is everyone's
And
series, man.
That series is tied 2-2.
Mm-hmm. These two teams are evenly matched, man. They went to not 3 overtime games.
I mean, this one's, I agree with, Nick in the chat. This series, I should say, is going 7. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely interesting. It's really crazy how evenly matched these teams are.
I know.
And, looking at it before the playoffs actually started, we kind of thought that this series was going to be tough, but do you think it was going to be this, like, back and forth?
I sort of thought so. I thought that maybe Edmonton's offense would be up a little bit so that it would prevent, them, like, from going to 7 games. But it's pretty much back and forth. The most amount of goals that Edmonton has given up is 4. And then Edmonton has scored 5. But it's pretty, like I said, man, it's back and forth. And with the 3 overtime games, there's been 3 1-goal games and only 1 other deficit, and that's only 2. So there has not been any blowouts. They've been pretty much in it. It is physical as hell, and it's so much fun to watch.
Well, let's jump over to the East, and let's take a look at the Boston Bruins and Florida Panthers series. And Boston is winning this 3-1. They won their game last night, and it was a pretty profound win.
Mm-hmm.
It was good for them to get that, 3-game advantage at least, where they at least can win the series at this point. They've at least secured that opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Had a big scare, in game 2. They had given up 6 goals, and they blew it, a 2-2 tie, and they gave up 6 goals in the end against Florida. So Florida was like, hey, we're here for a reason too. Yeah. But luckily for the Bruins, they were able to come on top in the last 2 games and are up 3-1 in the series. Yes. They had won 6-2 last night against the Florida Panthers, so they could clinch it tonight or Wednesday. They play in Boston, so they go back to Boston at least, and they can do it there.
Potential win,
but that's where they lost against Florida in Boston. But we'll see, and the possibility of a Bergeron to practice and could be in the starting lineup in Game 5 is huge. And like I said, man, if Bergeron and Krejci are in that lineup, they're winning it all.
So let's go to the Toronto Maple Leafs versus the Tampa Bay Lightning. And surprisingly, folks, Tampa is winning this series 2-1 right now.
Toronto.
Yes, Toronto. I'm sorry. Did I say Tampa?
You did say Tampa, but that's okay.
Sorry.
But we knew what you meant. Toronto is, in fact, leading the series as the top seed in this game, in the series here. And, I mean, like, they were able to come out on top of overtime back on Saturday, beating them 4-2, and they scored 7 in Game 2 against Tampa Bay at Tampa Bay. So they've taken all the games, I believe, in Tampa Bay. I'm not exactly sure how where they're playing at, but they had taken, obviously Tampa Bay scored 7 in Game 1.
Yes.
Kind of a big blowout there. And then Toronto did it themselves, kind of a bigger blowout, and they only given up 2 goals in that game. So it's going to be interesting. I actually might want to tune in to that game tonight. That's at 7:30 in Tampa Bay. So I'm very curious to see how that goes for Toronto.
But then we come down to the 2 favorite matchups for this laddie here.
Mm-hmm. for what I would want to believe that the Islanders could come out on top of seems to be very, very slim of a chance, as the Carolina Hurricanes have a 3-1 stranglehold on the series. So far, they go back to Carolina, which is what I kind of fear, because Carolina's really good at the skull, at literally the bunker is what I would like to call it.
The bunker.
And freaking Raleigh, Carolina. Carolina had taken the first 2 games. They had won in overtime in game 2, but the Islanders put a staple in like the Florida Panthers did, and was like, hey, we're here for a reason too, and scored 5 in the game and 4 goals in 3 minutes in the last period of the game. So that was a huge win for the Islanders, but they ended up not doing well in game 4. They had given up 5. So that is 5-2, and they play tomorrow night for game number 5 and in Carolina, and for the possible clincher of that series. That is a second of the only 2 series where a clinch could happen in their next game.
Yes. It's honestly surprising that there's only two series right now that there's a possible clincher. But
because you got
honestly,
a bunch of 2-2s and 2-1s.
For kind of the fans like myself who kind of just like watching playoff hockey, it makes me very happy because
More games.
Yeah, I mean, for one, more games, but more even games.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's more action packed, and like it keeps you on the edge of your seat. Even if you're not even rooting for a team, you're kind of just like, whoa.
But I mean, I will say that this series coming up that you're going to talk about here is the one where I'm kind of rooting for. This is the one where I'm kind of favored on one side.
And it seems to be that way right now, as they only have played the 3 games so far in this series. The New York Rangers and the New Jersey Devils. The Rangers have a 2-1 lead in that series. They had won games 1 and 2, but the Devils came out in overtime back on Saturday. They had defeated them 2-1, but the Rangers have scored 10 goals in those first 2 games, looking like they were just going to run away with this series. But Devils came back on the Rangers' home ice. I will say, though, if the Rangers fans, man, can just get into it at the Garden and get loud as hell and stay that way, they can win the series. And they can go far.
That's kind of always been the problem with the Garden.
It's always been the problem with the Garden. I mean, you look at, I compared, their Game 3 to the Islanders' Game 3, and the Islanders fans were loud. Super loud. I mean, just watching it, on TV, barely even hearing the announcer say anything when they score a goal, or even, just when play was going on while they were describing it. In the Madison Square Garden, it's not as lively, and it can get that lively, and I want it to be that lively, and that's what's going to help them win.
So, fun fact in chat, all the games in this series have been won on the road. So, maybe a possible key to this series.
It could be. I mean,
I feel like this next game is going to really prove it for the Rangers.
Yeah, no, and obviously in this series, every game has been won on the road. Rangers were in the Devils' territory in the first 2, and Devils were in the Rangers' territory. So, I'm literally going to say, Rangers fans, you need to step the fuck up.
Yeah.
Because this could go another way, I mean?
Honestly, you have to think, the days of Lundqvist, right? That stadium was electric. The Garden was electric.
2012 New York Rangers. One of my favorite teams of all time. It was so much fun to watch.
That arena was packed to the brim, which it is still for the games, but the crowd was electric.
They were just so into it. Whistle to whistle.
And that's what needs to happen here. If you really want to show and really step up for your fans, for your team, and help possibly disrupt these guys on the ice, or on, when they're off the ice.
Yep.
Do something. Get loud. Get in their head. Make it as hard as possible for that goalie to keep his head on straight. Because if he's, if he's flying on the ice, it's a bad sign for the Rangers. But if you guys can disrupt that, hey, get on it.
And also, other goal scorers, like Shim in the chat, just put in there, Kreider can't do it all.
Yes.
Everybody's got to contribute. Zibanejad and Panera Bread and Kane. Kane has a goal in this playoffs, and so does Zibanejad. I'm not even sure if Panarin has a goal, but they need to step up. Adam Fox needs to start putting the puck on the net. because he can score. He can absolutely score. He's one of the best offensive defensemen in the league. So
it's definitely going to prove in this next game for the Rangers in the regard of, whether it's going to stay a road winning series or whether or not they're going to be able to shut this thing out.
Yeah.
Because if they win this next game, I do have a keen instinct that the Rangers will win the next game, or at least one of the two in Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
So it is. I would almost say that it's a must-win. All games are must-win, but this is a must-win game.
Yeah,
especially at home.
Yeah, I mean, right now they got to force it to 7 games. So
yes.
For the Islanders' sake.
Yes, they do. But hey, get on your couch, get your remote in hand, turn on television, turn on ESPN, ABC, TNT, TBS. Turn on hockey. It is electrifying. It is so fun to watch. People, I'm telling you, if you've never seen playoff hockey, now is the time. But on to the other sport where there's playoffs going on, the NBA. And we're not really going to divulge into much of the series, but we're going to divulge into one in particular. And that is our favorite team, the New York Knickerbockers.
Mm-hmm. The New
against
York
the
Knicks.
Cleveland Cavaliers, 4 versus 5 seed.
Mm-hmm.
And folks, I'm going to say it right now. The Knicks are going to win a playoff series. They are going to win this series.
They have a stranglehold up 3 games to 1.
They won game 1. We talked about last week. They went out and lost game 2. But they've gone and won game 3 and 4 strong.
Mm-hmm.
They won game 3, 99-79. That's a 20-point difference. They won game 4, 102-93. That's a 9-point difference. Those are good games for the Knicks. The players that they need to step up are stepping up. Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, R.J. Barrett, Mitchell Robinson, Julius Randle's actually stepping up.
Mm-hmm.
This is prime time for the Knicks, and I honestly think that they might be able to make a shot. The East isn't really packed this year. There really aren't that many strong teams. Philadelphia ended up sweeping the Nets, which we kind of expected to happen. But, besides the Celtics and the Bucks, I don't really think that there's a team that really stands a chance against the Knicks. I really think that they're going to win this series, and depending on who they would end up going against, which I would believe that they would most likely go up against Boston.
Yeah, I would like to think that Boston could be the one team that could be a stick in their craw.
Yeah, but I think they would end up going up against Boston if Boston was to win, or the possibility of going up against the Philadelphia 76ers. If they go up against the 76ers, I like that advantage. I like the Knicks in that series. So, go Knicks. That's all I can say. Go frickin' Knicks. I want Knicks basketball to be back, and it is great.
I want them to be back in a championship, man.
Great.
It'd be so cool to see them in the NBA Finals.
It's great to watch a Knicks playoff game and actually have hope, have real hope, that they can actually win the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful feeling.
Beautiful.
It's a beautiful feeling. But enough basketball. Let's get over to the football.
Football.
The gridiron. The biggest news coming today.
Today, fresh off the press.
Fresh off the press. This is fresh about 2 hours ago. Reported by Ian Rappaport. Aaron Rodgers is officially a New York Jet. Round of applause for the Packer Hall of Famer. Hopefully he retires a Packer. I mean, honestly, so we'll divulge into the trade here. So the Jets, they receive Rodgers, obviously, and then they receive pick 170, which is a 5th-round pick, and they receive pick 15 from the Packers.
Now, that 15 pick was the Packers' first-round pick, and as we get into what the Packers received, they basically have swapped their first-round picks.
Yes, so the Packers ended up receiving the pick 13, which is their first-round pick. So they swapped first-round picks. They end up getting the Jets' second-round pick, pick 42, and they get pick 207, which is a 6th-round pick. Now, here comes the fun part. For the Packers, there is a conditional second-round pick for 2024 that becomes a first-round pick if Rodgers plays 65% of plays in this next season.
Which almost guarantees
Which
the fact
is almost guaranteeing
that,
them a first-round pick because he is going to play.
Mm-hmm.
He is going to play. Unless he gets hurt, right? He is going to play. Now, I want to get right into it. It is official now. How do you feel about it? The Packer fan that you are, how do you feel now that your franchise quarterback for the last 15 years is now gone?
It was a fun run while it lasted. I really enjoyed Rodgers and what he had done for the Packers organization. It was so much fun to watch him on the field, but all good things must come to an end, and at some point, your favorite players are going to go, and this is the time. So I am a little relieved. I feel like some weight has been lifted off a lot of Packer fans' shoulders.
And Jets fans.
And Jets fans as well. Considering that this draft was coming up very soon, I told you around like 3:45 today, before the trade actually happened, I was like, something's going to happen soon.
Something's going to happen
Because the
soon.
draft is...
And it did.
This Thursday, and it did. And it's a good segue to what we're going to talk to you about next. But as a Packers fan, again, I am relieved and I am happy with what Rodgers did. Obviously, yeah, I'm upset that he's gone. It's not really a joyous occasion, but it makes me look towards the future for the Packers and think of it in a good light. And it just gives me an exciting feeling, at least for that. Yeah. And wondering how Love is going to end up doing as now our number one quarterback, and at least for this coming season, it won't be another setback year where he has to sit on the sidelines. Yeah. He's going to get the opportunity, and he's going to show why the Packers had picked him as high as he did in his draft.
Now that you guys end up getting that 13th pick in the draft, you're a little bit higher, so maybe you go and get a weapon for him for Jordan Love.
Yeah.
For Packers fans, I think you have to look up because the future of your team is now, right? It all starts now.
It's going to be a rebuild it's going to be an adequate season.
It's not going to be, the greatest of seasons. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they end up finishing in last place in the division, right? But that's not a bad thing. I still don't think that they're going to be that bad, right? And
they're not going to be horrible, but something that we're not used to,
depending
obviously.
on how they go in the draft, I think if they snag a weapon in the first round for Jordan Love, whether it's a giant tight end like Darnell Washington, or if they go and just get someone like, Jackson Smith and Jigba, or Quentin Johnston. So it's going to be interesting because I think they have the opportunity, and they might not be, but they probably are one of the first teams that take a wide receiver in the draft.
Yeah.
If they do.
And,
for the Jets, it's nice to still have a first-round pick, right? So you can bolster something to benefit your team and help Rodgers in some way. Now, I would be surprised if they also go receiver, but I don't really know if it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I kind of expect them to either go offensive or defensive line and possibly also go into the secondary.
Mm-hmm. Which is a great segue in what we're going to talk about next.
Yes, absolutely.
Draft talks. The draft is this Thursday.
Yes, the draft starts this Thursday, April 27th, and I'm super excited about it. We both we're talking about it. Our teams are kind of going to be in a rebuild. This next season, and the Colts being at number 4 in the draft, and the Packers now being at 13. It's kind of interesting to see what's going to happen. And I want to talk about some stuff that's been speculating about the draft, and some stuff that's been talked about. So first, there's a ton of speculation and concern in the Texans building that they aren't really favoring any of the quarterbacks in this draft if they don't have the opportunity to get Bryce Young. And it's possible that they pass on a QB and they possibly go defensive end and end up either getting Will Anderson or I believe David Tyree or Tyree Wilson. But they're both defensive ends, and it's very possible that they do end up, passing on a quarterback, passing on C.J. Stroud, and at that point, it would kind of, that would be good and bad news for the Colts, because rumors say that they want Will Levis at pick number 4. They're happy with staying at number 4. But, for one, I don't like that. As a Colt fan, I don't like that. I don't like Will Levis that much. I'm not the biggest fan. I'm a much bigger fan of Anthony Richardson and his ceiling because he is crazy athletic. And I think he would fit the scheme, extremely well. But it's hard to say because this could be good or bad. But I see too much that worries me with Levis. Mm-hmm. And on the other hand, I see a lot of talent in him, but I also see a ton of talent in Richardson. So I'd rather have Richardson, but in all reality, I have no idea what the Colts are going to do.
Yeah, at this point, you really
they're
don't.
They're going to get a quarterback. I know they're going to select a quarterback, but I am extremely concerned because there's possibility that the Titans trade up for that 3rd pick and select, a quarterback if Stroud passes the Texans. So it would be very, very interesting to see because I think that Stroud's a better quarterback than Levis. I think Levis has some better things going for him than Stroud, but Stroud will be a good quarterback right off the bat. And, that'll be good for the Titans, and I don't want that to be good for the Titans. Mm-hmm. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, but tune in this Thursday. I believe the presentation starts at 7, possibly even 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but I believe the draft itself will start at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, be ready. I feel like there's going to be some trades that go down. Some big names that probably get brought up and traded. I think DeAndre Hopkins is a name that, might end up getting traded during the draft. So it's going to be interesting to see how it goes down. And for a Colt fan, I'm asking you, pray for me. Please.
I guess low-key pray for me too as a Packer fan because hopefully, the next season or two won't be that bad.
I mean, hey, if you guys end up getting a weapon, mm-hmm. right? You guys end up getting a giant tight end like Darnell Washington.
That's what we need.
It would be great if you guys went and got a wide receiver. That'd be great because on one hand you have Christian Watson, and on the other hand you have a first-round rookie wide receiver. Mm-hmm. I said Wookie. But pray for us because we hope our team goes in the right direction. But it's going to be difficult to see what happens until it happens, mm-hmm. because nobody knows what's going to happen 1, 2, or 3. Nobody knows what's going to happen 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, the entire thing, people. Nobody knows, okay? Nobody knows. But let's segue to one of our favorite segments, Ashley's Outrageously Random Questions!
They're outrageously random.
They are outrageously random. And I just want to take this time, to point out that we have a little bit of stuff here. A little bit of
We
addition.
do.
There was up last week when Tony was here, but, it couldn't really tell that much because there was a lot going on. But, hey, we got Obi-Wan over here. We got some Naruto characters, up here. My favorite character, Itachi, right? Kakashi right here. And we got, Bryce Pappenbrook's characters right there. So, at least a little bit of something
he's
behind
not being shown, but we have a Vegeta signed by Chris
Yes.
Saban himself.
Yes,
Which
up
was
there as
awesome.
well.
And a quote.
Yes. The quote that Christopher Sabat wrote on it is, "I'm the symbol of shut the hell up."
$60, $70 worth spending.
It was great. Our buddy Slow-Mo21, who's, if you remember, was on, I believe, the first or second episode that we had, he ended up getting a voice recording and a video of him saying, well, it looks like it's somebody's birthday.
Well, someone's having a birthday, aren't they? Go beyond plus.
Icing. In his All Might voice. It was great.
For his little nephew, his birthday happened to be coming
Yes.
around at that point.
But, hey, back to Ashley's outrageously random questions. We each have 5 questions here that we're going to read to each other, and we're going to read to you, chat. We want your input, but we're going to answer these 10 questions, ourselves, and then we have a special question here, which is directly meant for you. Question 11 is the audience's question, where we want your input in chat. If you're not watching this live, drop it in chat. Leave your answers. We want to hear. We want some input in chat. We want answers. We demand them. We want answers. We want answers. All right, people. So, I believe that you went first last week.
Mm-hmm.
Am I mistakenly not... I'm not mistaking that, right? So, I will go first. My first question. Which planet in the Star Wars universe would you want to live on?
So I don't really remember all the planets.
Okay.
Really?
So, I will do this for you. I will pop up a little list of Star Wars planets.
I mean, I know there was I remember, I don't remember the names of the city ones, but I remember, the city-ish ones.
So, we have Tatooine.
Yeah,
Tatooine is, the desert planet.
Yep.
Right? Where Luke was and Anakin was, right? Coruscant, which, that is the planet... where the capital is. It's the government, planet. And
I do remember that.
And then you have Naboo, which is the planet I would want to live on. Naboo is beautiful. It's literally just hilly landscape and lakes. Mm-hmm. It's beautiful. Kashyyyk, it's another kind of sandy and then jungly island, but then there's a couple others as well. Kamino is the water planet, and then you have Mustafar, which is the fight where Obi-Wan fights Anakin. Yep. That's where that planet that happens. Jakku, Alderaan's another planet where it's a government planet.
Yeah, I remember Alderaan.
I would definitely say Naboo. I want to show you some pictures of Naboo.
I probably would go to Naboo too.
Let's see.
Naboo. 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 Oh yeah, that's pretty.
How can you?
Yeah, I'd go with Naboo too. That looks really cool.
It looks gorgeous.
That's beautiful. Beautiful.
It's gorgeous. I would definitely say Naboo. All right. Good question.
Very good question. On to the second one. First for me. And that is, can you tell each other one area they exceed in?
Honestly, for you, I would say digital production.
I do have a hand in thinking of digital production. Basically, like the whole, like not necessarily like for you. Like I love the writing that you do for a script, the planning that you have, like kind of like the floor plan of every like stream that we do, every show that we do is top notch, easy to understand, straight to the point. You got it. And but yeah, like I do. I mean, yeah, I setting this up was fun, so I just like doing that. I will say, like, that's one of many that, like, I love the way you write our scripts.
Yeah.
Definitely exceed in writing, and I think that
I love writing things that I care about. Mm-hmm. That I like.
it makes sense, you know.
Like school and stuff like that, you know, the writing I have to do for that. I don't care to do none of that, right? Even if it's on something, you know, semi-interesting, I don't care. It's school. I don't like the script. It's something fun. I enjoy doing this.
Yeah, your planning is very, very well. You do take command in setting plans up, and you let's face it, you are probably the planner of your family.
I would say I am probably the most OCD with planning.
Does come in hand with it.
It does come in handy, but it's also bad times. You know,
blessing and a curse.
Bad sometimes, yes.
Blessing and a curse.
Blessing and a curse, indeed, my friend.
Another great question.
Yes. All right. Question number 3. Pick one team logo you ranked the worst. What does your version of it look like? Okay.
Out of the many that we've done, I mean.
So I'm just going to go right off the bat, and I'm going to say the Cleveland Guardians, right? I wish it was still Cleveland Indians, right? And I wish it was the Indian head. Mm-hmm. That logo was...
Chief Wahoo.
Yeah, that Chief... I mean, that logo is great. Mm-hmm. You know, I can't remember if we exactly ranked the A's logo at the bottom.
Yeah, but
the elephant was fantastic.
That was one I was gonna say. If they brought back the elephant bouncing on the ball with the bat on this trunk,
yeah.
Oh my god! And there's many others too, man. Like I mean, from what I can think of, I mean, I kind of wish that the Pirates brought back the Pirates. Chicago Bears
with the bear. Actually,
honestly,
a bear.
Honestly, with the Colts, with the bucking with the
bucking
Colt with the football helmet flying off its head, that looks sick. And like honestly, like if the Boston Bruins incorporated the bear again, like I know it's their secondary logo, but if they make that their primary logo, that would be awesome. There's many logos that we would love to change that we think they should kind of go back to. But I guess, like, it's kind of hard to say, like, in terms of what we would design them to be.
Yeah, it's definitely difficult. I would definitely probably just change it to one of their older logos, because a lot of the logos that we
or at least
don't
incorporate, part of the older logos.
Yes, for sure. Good question, though.
Yeah, that's another very good question. We could go into detail and, like, look at the stuff that we've ranked bad and kind of go either go with the traditional old route or come up with something new.
Yeah,
because we could.
I definitely think that the ones that we listed, though, that I think 90% of the ones
90% of the time it's because we think that their older logo was better.
Yeah, but I think like 90% of the teams that we just said in the logos, like if we just switched their logo to something else, they wouldn't have been Dat's ass.
No.
Right?
Nope.
Good question.
I agree. Next question. You are in the witness protection. What is your new name?
Tyrell Wallace.
I used to love the name.
I would have people call me Smoochy.
Smoochy Wallace. So there are many like alter ego names that I would have loved to like have. Like I've kind of like thought of him as a kid. Mm-hmm. There was one that comes to mind that was actually a real person who played in the major leagues. His name was Toby Stoner.
Toby Stoner.
I just love that name.
Just
Or
stunning.
something along the lines of like Brock Masterson, something like that. I like the last name Masterson. I like the first name Brock. You know,
Okay.
that'd be kind of dope.
Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar.
This is a good question.
Brock Huff.
This is a funny
I like the
one.
last name Huff. Huff. Just Huff.
Huff.
Just Brock Huff.
Huff.
Brock
All
Huff.
right.
I'll go with Brock Huff if I'm in the witness protection. I'm Brock Huff.
All right. Next question. Can you explain utter tuggers?
Ah, the
I'll let you
other
take that one away, my friend.
tuggers. So, the many of you who don't know it out there, literally every single mega sports mode of a game where they allow you to customize your own team and have you name your own team or whatever have you, or just like in whatever, if I have to make up a team, it's the utter tuggers. And a little bit of backstory: the utter tuggers come from the minor leagues of baseball. They were an actual alter ego Wisconsin minor league baseball team. I don't remember exactly which team it was, but they did it for one day. They were called the Wisconsin Utter Tuggers, and there was literally a cow as their logo, and it was a kick-ass cow. And I was like, that's a great name. And so I was the one that kind of kept sticking with that name, and now it's just kind of just synopsis with me.
Yeah.
So, like, it's the Utter Tuggers, like my Diamond Dynasty team, and MLB The Show is the Utter Tuggers. I mean, when we played Shell, or World of Shell team was the Utter Tuggers. I mean, it's just, I just love the name. It's just a funny, kick-ass name, and it's cool to theme it around cows. You know what I mean? Like, especially with MLB, with the stadium creator now, I put cows all over the stadium because they're the Utter Tuggers.
Folks, I'll go ahead and show you for the
If
people
it comes
that
up on
don't
camera
know,
for you.
for the people that don't know and want to see, this is what it was.
Uh-huh. Utter Tuggers, baby. Look at that cow. He looks kick-ass. He looks so good. God, man. So, yeah. That's the Utter Tuggers.
That is where utter tuggers comes from.
Mm-hmm. We just thought it was a funny kick-ass name that it was named for a minor league team for one day. They haven't been it since, but
Why not?
honestly, if they were an actual real team again, I would fly to Wisconsin and catch a game.
Probably. Honestly.
And buy all their merch.
And buy all their merch.
They do have merch, though.
I mean, hey, if they had a sweatshirt with that bull on it,
Uh-huh.
I'm down. I'm game.
And the way I've made my Utter Tuggers, their colors are like navy blue and gold.
Yeah.
I went with like it depends. It's like it's either black and like purple, black and pink, or like purple and pink, or like a combination of blue, pink, and purple.
Yeah.
Or blue and pink, cotton candy kind of a look. We kind of made like a cotton candy kind of a look, and it's just stuck.
Yeah. Honestly, I love I mean, you know, as he said, you know, in any game that we can, you know, make our team name Utter Tuggers, you know, done. You know, in Rocket League, our club name is Utter Tuggers, you know, and our colors are, you know, the light blue and purple. I love it.
Yep.
I love those colors.
Mm-hmm.
So it just goes so well.
It just goes so well. I mean, like I made some nice uniforms for hockey too.
You did
The black and purple jerseys and the cotton candy jerseys, the blue and pink
Those
and
were
white
really
were
good.
beautiful. And even
The cotton candy ones you made this year were really nice.
it's too bad it's
I know.
too bad
the
it's,
game
it's
is
unplayable.
trash.
It's too bad it's unplayable.
Too bad it's owned by EA. Nerds.
Some indie, you know,
Sorry.
development team like the guys who made Super Mega Baseball, like Metalhead, they someone like that needs to make a hockey game, and I will buy it.
Like, it's,
Focus on the gameplay.
I don't really think, you know,
That's all I want.
I think the reason I don't like the game is I like to play the online aspect, and, you know, it's kind of just not competitive anymore. It's just kind of so competitive.
It's just
that
sweats
those
that play.
Yeah,
it's guys
just
who
sweat
were
central.
really freaking good at the game. and don't make mistakes whatsoever.
It's Sweat Central.
It's Sweat Central, and then like for you it's different, but like for me, at least for this year, they added custom franchise, which is where I can put custom teams and has many teams as I want in the league and as many games as I want in the league, and I went ham with that. And honestly, I might start playing that again because hockey playoffs has just been on my mind, so I kind of want to play hockey again. But that's the only thing I would go back to. I don't play Be a Pro anymore because that's not fun. And then I don't play Hut because that's not fun.
Nope.
And I don't really play World of Chell anymore. I mean, there's no point. Because we're not doing it as like a team anymore. So it's like.
I mean, like that's.
And I don't want to be.
That was like
be playing with the sweats.
And I've told you this before, but like I love just playing games with my friends. If I could play a game with my friends, I will play it. Like but a game like NHL. And at least the last couple days for myself, because I really haven't had much to do in MLB The Show. MLB The Show, if I can't play like co-op or with you guys, like I kind of just don't want to play. So, and being Sweat Central and NHL and Shell, it's tough.
Yeah,
it is. Okay. Utter Tuggers.
Utter Tuggers.
Go Utter Tuggers.
That's where I ended up being too. Who's your anime wife?
Asuna. Asuna from Sword Art Online.
Oh man, honestly, really, my only anime wife is Sinon from Sword Art. Really, there's not really any other animes where I'm like, that's wife material.
Yeah, see,
but
you don't know yet, but my second waifu is Hinata.
And I'm pretty sure that would be my second wife as well, because I already think she's adorable in the original Naruto.
I honestly think she might hip hop and jump Sinon, honestly. Beyond the point.
Good question.
We don't have to spend too long on that.
Nope.
All right, next question. What is the best rated ballpark?
I believe the best rated ballpark is isn't it PNC Pirates?
I honestly don't know. But out of personal experience, I've gone to a handful of stadiums. I can count them on my hands, most likely. Let's see. So I've gone to Citi Field, Yankee Stadium, Old Yankee Stadium. Been to Oracle Park. Not Oracle, I'm sorry. Camden Yards. I've been to Cleveland Guardians Stadium when they were still the Indians.
Okay, my computer crashed. It's been doing that. I don't know why.
Interesting.
I was gonna look it up.
Honestly,
look it up on my phone.
I think no, and I've been to. I'm not gonna remember the name of it, but the Phillies. Philadelphia Phillies.
Citizens Bank Park?
Citizens Bank, thank you. I've been there. And honestly, my favorite out of those, definitely hands down, has to be Camden Yards. It's just beautiful. It's just hands down.
I heard nothing but
beautiful.
good things. I've always wanted to go to that ballpark.
Yeah.
But I've never went.
Hands down, beautiful.
I mean, I
feel like you might have been to more than me.
What?
Ballparks.
More ballparks? Well, so how many total did you say?
I think that's 7.
7 for you. So for me, obviously I've been to Citi Field, Yankee Stadium, and I most recently, I technically went to Progressive Field. Technically. Even though I didn't see a game there, I technically was there. I could say the same thing about Camden Yards, though. But, I wasn't at... I literally touched the building at Progressive Field. I touched the building. So, I guess I'll keep it... I guess I'll put it there. PNC Park I went to. Oracle Park I went to in San Fran. And that is a beautiful ballpark. And I think that's it. I think I've only been to 5 Major League ballparks. So, looking at that, of what I've been to... I mean, I could always say Citi Field is my, number one favorite just because of the amount of times that I go there. But, just besides being biased, I just loved PNC Park. I really did, the Pittsburgh's Park, because the seats that we had were great. You want to sit on the third base side because you get the view of the city, and it's so beautiful to look at. And there's really not a bad seat in that house. It's a very nice, cozy, and like kind of compact stadium. It's not huge by any means, but the surroundings of it are actually not that bad. The whole sports complex area, you can basically walk around the whole perimeter of the stadium, and it's like very inviting. Like ballparks, honestly, like the front of the building's atrium was very, very tiny compared to like Citi Field or Yankee Stadium, very tiny. And then you just get there, and then suddenly like you go up the stairs, and then you're in the concourse, and it's just a panoramic view of the whole field from the field level. And I have some pictures that I can show to you later, but.
I mean, honestly, when we plan our road trip after
nice
the semester's over, once we plan our road trip to go down and see your brother, maybe on the way back up, maybe we stop there for a night and go see a game.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to, and I want to go to Camden Yards so bad. I've heard nothing but good things about it. I will say the Oracle Park, besides the concourse being so cramped, not a great game where it's the Dodgers and Giants and it's packed.
Yeah.
That's another beautiful ballpark.
I mean,
I want to go back
honestly,
there so badly.
So if we really wanted to think of this, right? If I kind of this is the planning side of me, right? The downside, I have to do it like right now. After we see your brother, for a couple days, right? We can go to the Washington National Stadium. We could spend a night there. Mm-hmm. We could spend a night in Baltimore, which is a 2-hour ride.
Yep.
Go see a game there if they're in town, right? It's all if they fall down in place, and then we can go and see a game in Pittsburgh. But we could also go see a game in Philly.
Mm-hmm.
And I would assume that we would only need to buy cheap tickets. It's not like we would really care where we sit.
Yeah, we don't need to have field level seats.
It's just kind of so we can go and be there.
But I really want to take you guys to PNC. It's very nice. It's a very nice ballpark.
100% agree. Mm-hmm. I would definitely like to. 100%. 100%.
And then maybe others in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely, this summer, I want to go to Fenway.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yes, I want to go to Fenway. Especially if I'm going to be able to see Yamazaki Yoshida. And we're going to go to Yankee game against Red Sox. We're going to do it again because we did that last year, and that was fun.
Yes.
Next. Damascus goats have a wild transformation from a baby to adult. What are your thoughts on this?
Look it up real quick.
I'm looking it up. I don't know what it's Damascus goat. Should I just look like yeah, baby. First thing that pops up is baby. All right, so the baby. Oh. And then, oh! Look at those testicles, bro! Holy shit! That's freaking nuts! What?
I was looking at that!
Oh, God! Look how flabby! Is that it? I don't know if that's it.
God, that looks like an alien!
It looks like an alien, but their ears are... Oh! Search at your own risk.
Okay, people, I'm gonna do the same old thing I did with the other tuggers.
Oh, God. Wow, but the baby looks so cute. It's got such, like, long ears. It's like flowing locks. They got such long freaking ears.
Okay, people, I'm gonna give you a warning. I'm gonna give you a warning. I'm
gonna
show you what it looks like. Okay? And I'm gonna count it down, okay? If you don't want to look, turn away when I say 3.
God,
okay?
It's just... Oh!
Okay, people, here we go.
It's just a goat.
1, 2, 3. Like, what the fuck is that?
That is a more tame photo, though. Just saying. There are others.
Wait.
What
the hell?
Look at this one.
What? Oh my God.
Oh, Jesus. Diesel Crow.
I gotta find that to show it to them.
Oh, God.
You're good people to look. If you want to look again. Oh my God, was it this one? Was it this one?
Yeah, there's two. I don't know if there's one by itself. There's the one I have. It's by itself. Just grrr,
God, that is.
grrr, grrr.
God.
God, they're ugly as shit when they're an adult.
Oh my God. Jeez.
Bro, that one had massive balls, man. That thing had massive balls.
God, people.
Can we move on? Can we move on?
That one is scary. All right, people. Here we go.
Orrrrr, look at the difference. That's a baby and that's an adult. Baby's on the left, adult's on the right.
God.
My God.
Do your ears hang low?
Next question.
Ah, yes. And final question for me. My final question. You're both in college. What is the most useless class you have taken?
Most useless class I've taken. For my major? Biology. I'm taking it right now.
So, I'm gonna say this, okay? English.
Yeah, well, I mean, for you.
Like, I get, if some people, they want to go into writing, or they want to go into,
in communications and media arts, you kind of have to have writing skills.
At
least for me.
I can understand, but for people who want to go into, like, a science or technology field, like, why do I need to know how to write an essay?
You did that in high school. Why do you need to do it again?
I took... How many years of school do? You do 12, technically 13 with kindergarten, right? I took 13, at least 12 years of English. Why? Like, literally, I'm taking English 102, right? Monsters and Monsters class, right? I have to write an essay on Telltale Heart. I read that in, like, the 9th grade. And I'm pretty sure I also read it in 7th grade. Like, why? Why?
You don't need to.
Like, why do I need to know how to write an essay? I just, like, if there's other things, like, okay. But, like, another one. History of art, like...
I mean, for me, like, I don't really care. I mean, like, I had the option to take astronomy again, which... I love astronomy. I love space, and I took astronomy 1 with him last semester, and it was great. But like my advisor was like recommending me that I take not that because it was all remote and like things with that. And he was like, "You should take bio," and I'm like, "Fuck!" And like and that's the only like class that I was like, "That's kind of interesting," kinda. So like I had to take that class, but then a lot of my other friends in my major took that class too, so it's kind of worth taking for me because of that. But other than that, man, like, no, thank you.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I just.
It's very useless for my major. I don't need to know about the human body.
I kind of wish that all college, right? I kind of wish that all colleges were just, this is your major. I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about this field. That is it. You don't need to know nothing else. If that's the career field that you want to divulge into, that is what you need to know.
Also, I took U.S. history again. Like, why do I need to take U.S. history again?
Like, why? Every single year of high school, every single year of elementary school, every single year of middle school, you took history. What? I mean, I believe in elementary school, you go from, the Pilgrims to, the Industrial Revolution, like, and then I believe in middle school, you go back to the beginning, to the Pilgrims again, and then you go all the way up to the World Wars and stuff like that.
I will say,
and then I think in high school, you go all the way to the beginning and then all the way through to present.
Yeah, I would say, like in elementary school, you learn more U.S. history. Then towards the end of elementary school to middle school, you earn about world history, which I'm okay with. I like learning about world history. Like I like learning about ancient Egypt and ancient Rome and Greece and Japan and China. You know, India, Australia, all those countries. I'm fine with learning about that. But then you go straight back to U.S. history into greater detail this time, because obviously you couldn't talk about World War I and II in elementary school, which I get. But like, it's just pointless.
Yeah,
it's just pointless.
I don't understand why you need to take things that you took in high school. You know that, and literally, what is your high school diploma at that point? Mm-hmm. Because even you have to take algebra, trig. You have to take, you know, some people have to take, you know, pre-calculus in high school, right? What the hell is a high school, you know, the degree, high school diploma, if you have to redo everything in college? What is it used? What's the point of it?
Does it make sense? College should just be a whole nother field. It should be a whole nother field.
It should kind of just be like trade, like a trade school. Yep. Just
learn what you want to do.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on to our last question, and then
it's your turn.
Your turn.
Given it's your turn every turn, but
true. Last question for me. Who is your favorite shortstop?
Okay, so I will say all time Derek Jeter. I will say now Trey Turner. Close second. Francisco Lindor.
Yeah, like I could be totally biased here and go for all time Jose Reyes, just because of when he was when I watched him. He was great and electric. And for right now, I guess Lindor. I would say Trey Turner, but the fact that he's a Philly, it makes me not want to say it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Understandable.
Yeah, so like, yeah, that'll be pretty much it for me. You know, okay. I would say Reyes and Lindor.
Okay, all right, folks. Drum roll, please. Remember, this is your time, your question. Everybody in chat, I would love to hear your answers. We would love to hear your answers. If you're watching this a year from now, leave it in chat. I want to read it. And your question is, what is the best food to get at the Mets and Yankees stadium?
Interesting.
That's an interesting question.
I know there are people out there in the chat that have been to Mets or Yankees games.
Yes.
What's your favorite food item on their menu?
Yeah.
I already know my dad's and my brother Nick's.
So
it's the same.
So what would yours be?
Mine, it's not there anymore. It would be the wings, because I would always get the boneless wings, and they were good. I actually really liked them at the stadium, but like, the pizza balls are pretty good. That's a nice treat. But I do love a staple like, you know, chicken tenders and fries.
Yeah.
As always.
Yeah.
Once in a blue moon, I'll get a burger at a Met game. Yankee Stadium, I always get basically the chicken tenders and garlic fries.
Honestly, one of my favorite
steak sandwiches weren't bad at Yankee
My
Stadium.
favorite, I would say kind of like back-and-back favorites at Yankee Stadium, if I don't just go chicken tenders and fries, right? The steak sandwich, right? And then sausage and pepper sandwich. It's not bad either.
That's my brothers and dads. That's Nick's and dads. That is, they love to get themselves a sausage and pepper at a Met game.
At Citi Field, I mean, honestly, I think I've really just gotten. Honestly, don't they have a sausage dog?
They probably do.
I feel like I had a sausage dog at that Citi Field.
You know, it was one menu item that I had last year for the first time that was very good. That you can really only get if you have certain tickets.
Oh,
and that is the pork belly.
That's what I want to try.
We're gonna try the pork belly. I'm gonna get you guys.
That's
seats.
what I want to try.
I gotta look, or at least find out if they still have them in that section, or if it's a little easier accessible. But definitely get tickets, to the point where we can actually get the pork belly bites, because they were good. And there was more stuff on that menu too that I didn't even try, but I tried the pork belly bites that day, and they were solid.
They looked great. I mean, They looked fantastic.
They looked fantastic,
looked
and they were
delicious.
fantastic. Also, the Chinese food at Yankee Stadium is not that bad. I remember I had fried rice one time. I think I had teriyaki chicken another time too. I definitely next time we go to a Yankee game, I'm gonna try a little something different off that the little Chinese.
I feel like you should
food
try the
standard thing.
sausage and pepper sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely think that you will be a huge fan of that.
I have tried the garlic fries at Yankee Stadium. They're not bad.
They're not bad.
Compared to like Oracle Parks and San Jose Giants' garlic fries. Not even close. They are fantastic. San Jose Giants, the Class A affiliate of the San Francisco Giants, know how to make some solid garlic fries. And also at Oracle Park, which is a staple. That's like their best food item there.
So,
which makes sense because they're very good.
Ashley in chat says the fried balls and the chicken and fries are the go-to for me. Which is, chicken tenders and fries, absolutely. Go-to.
She did like the pizza balls.
Yeah, the pizza
But they're
balls.
not just pizza balls. They had, others. What did they have this year? Nick would remember. I actually showed him the pizza ball station that's now in the upper deck. There's two now. There's one where we got them in the right field corner, and now there's one behind home plate in the upper deck. Onto the right side, like first base side, which is right near our section. So, he did. So they obviously have the regular, like they have the pesto ball. They have the regular like pizza ball. What else? They had like a new one. It was like another like dessert, I think now. They used to have street corn, which was very good. That was very good. I was a little upset that they didn't have that.
She said, I freaking love garlic fries. Yes, that is a known. And she said they had mac and cheese.
Interesting.
Bites, balls.
They now have Pat LaFrida now has at the stadium. The Mets have Pat LaFrida's, which is more of a steak sandwich venue, but they have one behind home plate that has loaded fries, and it has like a cheese sauce with bacon and crinkle or waffle fries. And if the only problem I had with them is that they were cold when I got them. If they were warm, I probably would have enjoyed them more. And they also have green onions on them too.
Oh.
I will say next time I go to Citi Field, I will make sure that I get them, and I'll make sure that they're hot.
Yeah.
Because when I got them, it was like a 50-degree day. It was cold.
Yeah.
And they were cold. I was probably like the first customer that day too, because me and Nick got there really early. But they probably just had it sitting there for a while just so that one was ready. But that could be another new favorite of mine. It could be another new favorite.
Absolutely. I mean, it's really possible. It's definitely possible.
Yeah, and they were solid. I as being cold, they didn't taste that bad. So I'll give it to them. But like, I'm excited to actually try them while they're warm, at least cooked all the way, not cold anymore, not just sitting there.
Yeah, Ashley says I would have complained if they were cold. I agree.
I don't really complain at food. Like I don't know, like I already had eaten them, so it's like I don't know. I feel like they would have given me like a gripe. Well, you already ate them, kind of deal. But like I don't know. I could have, but I just don't. I don't really like confrontation like that sometimes.
Yeah.
Possibly starting confrontation.
Agreed.
Especially with workers from the city, they don't give a frack what you feel. So
that's true. Absolutely. All right. Well, that is the end of this segment of Ashley's outrageously random questions. Tune in next week for another segment of everyone's favorite, segment of the show.
Segment.
But now we're going to move on to another segment, which we haven't done in a week, but we're going to do it this week. Get ready for Rank This. Candy edition.
Candy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're taking a branch off of the sports. We're going to talk about candy this time. So buckle up, strap in. If you're new here, we have 5 categories. Let's go over those categories real quick. We have perfect, which literally means perfect.
Now, we mixed it up this time for the people who have returned and know about this. The next ones are a little different, except for the last one, but...
Let's explain. The next one Scrumptious. Means it's very, very good.
Mm-hmm.
But not quite perfect. Then we go down to noise.
Noise.
My water dispenser just gurgled.
Noise.
That category.
But it needs a little more.
You know,
it's noise, but it needs a little more.
It needs a little more to be really good. Then we have a category that's, what? It's just a category that
we personally wouldn't know. Like, there are some candies on this list that were like, what? Like,
it's either just we don't know, we can't remember, or honestly, what? So it's
we just don't really have an opinion on it.
Exactly.
So we'll just put it there.
So, and then we get to the last category, which is everyone's favorite. That's ass.
That's it.
And I think today we're going to have a record-setting That's Ass category.
Yeah?
I have a feeling we're going to have a record-setting That's Ass category.
Interesting.
I believe the most that we've had so far is 4.
4? Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see if we get past 4.
Mm-hmm.
Keep a countdown as we get down to our first candy, Almond Joy.
I don't eat Almond Joy.
I don't either. You have had it before, correct?
Maybe.
It's not that good. I'm leaning towards what? Honestly,
just because of the sheer fact that like I don't eat Almond Joy. Just like
it's not really that good of candy.
It's like it also could, what could be classified as like what? Skip that. Like we don't care about that one.
Click the edit button. Let's change this up a little bit.
What? What are we doing here?
I got you, sir. Oh.
Skip. Yes.
All right. So
that's where that's going?
Yeah, that's where it's going.
All right.
Right there.
Right there.
All right. The next. Hershey's Cookies and Cream bar.
That's another kind of what for me. I've never had Hershey's Cookies and Cream.
I've had it before. It's not really that good.
Okay.
Now, I will say, still is Hershey's quality chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the Hershey's quality white chocolate, I believe, which is good. So I would put it in the nice category.
Nice. Okay.
Nice.
I guess I've never tried that before, so I guess I can put it there. I can't see the next one. What is it?
The next one is 100 grand.
It is 100 grand. I've always liked 100 grand bars.
So honestly, I've never had it before.
You've never had it. So it's almost like another version. It's almost like if Kit Kat and Twix had a grandfather. Like, you know what I mean? It's very old style. It has like almost like ball kind of wafers in it.
Interesting.
And it's very, very chewy. Caramel is very, very chewy. They put a lot of caramel in it. And the chocolate, it's not that bad. I've always enjoyed it.
So would you kind of lean towards noise?
I would lean towards noise. I could put it in scrumptious just because of like the nostalgia I've had with it. Because my mom used to, or my dad I think used to always give me 100 grand bars, or my mom, one or the other. I know that my grandpa loved 100 grand. But it's not bad. It's literally like, if I could describe it, it's if Twix and Kit Kat were related and had a grandpa.
All right. Next, we got hot tamales. Okay. I'm going to get right off the bat and say the spicy candies, the hot candies.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
I think this is our first.
That's it!
All right. Next we have, I believe that is regular.
Is that Milky Way?
Milky Way.
It is Milky Way. Milky Ways aren't that bad.
I like Milky Way.
Yeah, I think Milky Ways aren't that bad.
Way.
I used to not like it as a kid because it wasn't very exciting for me.
Agreed.
And I just never tried it.
Honestly,
like, I was just a little dick, and I just never tried it.
I've really grown to the nougat.
Yeah.
I've really grown to it. I would lean towards scrumptious here.
Me too. My old self. Myself right now. think it's scrumptious.
Yeah.
I'll take your Milky Way and probably eat it. I will absolutely do that.
So this next one, we're not entirely sure what the name of it is, but I don't believe you have had this before. Correct?
I don't remember ever having this.
I have had this before.
Is that Baby Ruth?
No, that is not Baby Ruth.
It is Milky Way?
Yes.
You went in, okay.
Yes. No, that's Baby Ruth. Baby Ruth?
Is Baby Ruth's?
It's Baby Ruth.
Interesting. Well, where do they go?
I'm gonna have to kind of lean on the lower end here. I'm gonna have to kind of say skip.
If it was Milky Way, it's there.
So we have a name for this candy. It is called Acid Drops. I remember this when I was a kid, like 7, 8 years old in the bowling alley.
Interesting.
Off of Route 9.
Yeah,
and I remember eating them there.
I don't recognize
but
these.
They were like a candy you would get out of a piñata. Right? Not good at all.
Okay.
That's ass.
Oh. All right, fine. I don't really have a say in that one. That's ass. Laffy Taffy. Oh my god, I used to love Laffy Taffies when I was a kid. I used to love them.
I kind of feel like this has to go in scrumptious.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like not only for the fact that it has so much nostalgia, but like Laffy Taffy never really was that bad.
It was never that bad. I mean, I always loved the pink flavor, which was, I think it was strawberry or watermelon.
I'm not entirely sure if they have.
The red one was great.
Well, the banana one.
Bananas wasn't that bad. I was
always favored the banana.
I was more of the strawberry.
That one, the strawberry one,
was
great.
I was more of the strawberry guy when it came to Laffy Taffy.
So, now we have Tootsie Pops.
Tootsie Pop.
I honestly have to go.
I would go with Noise. They were okay.
I would go with Noise. But honestly,
I wasn't really jonesing for the Tootsie in the middle.
Olden days, I would put that at perfect.
Yeah.
If I was a kid. Because I was always a fan of the lollipop aspect, but to find out, like, there was a little bit of chocolate on the inside was fantastic for me as a kid.
For me, it's kind of just been mid, but a good mid for me. Like, I'll take a Tootsie Pop. Like, that's how I was when I was a kid. I wasn't necessarily jonesing for the chocolate in the middle, but it was okay.
It's nice.
Next is Dots.
So, I'm going to be a little biased here. This is scrumptious. A lot of people hate on Dots. And I can agree with that hate to an extent. The red and green Dots flavors are fantastic. Okay?
Dots are okay. I wouldn't necessarily put it in a scrumptious category, but I wouldn't put it in like a what or skip category. Like I'd eat them, but like.
So I think we're gonna agree on the middle ground here. Noise.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll say that.
Perfect.
Why is that even a candy category? It's cookies.
It's cookies, but technically it could be considered a candy because
guess.
you get like the little 6-pack or the little 4-pack of them, right? It could technically be considered as like a Halloween candy. Right.
Well, regardless, they're perfect.
Regardless, it is perfect.
Need we say more?
Even if there was a glass of milk next to it, it would be a category above it.
Mm-hmm. Next, Payday. This is like I think it's like a peanut, like it's literally peanut on top, and like I think maybe caramel and chocolate on the bottom. There's definitely chocolate on the bottom, but it's literally just I remember seeing the commercials for these.
So,
and
being honest, I've never had.
I don't think I've ever had one either, but honestly, I think I wouldn't hate it.
I feel like we kind of have to put it in the skip category.
I would put it in the wet or skip category just because of the fact that we've never tried one. So I would say that.
All right, Three Musketeers.
Tears.
This is one where it's kind of similar to, Milky Way.
Yeah, have I tried a Three Musketeers though? I don't really remember eating them. If you say it's like a Milky Way,
it's like a Milky Way. It's just it's not on par with the Milky Way. So honestly, I would say it's nice, just because it's, if you feel like you want some candy, it's there, right?
Yeah, I'll agree.
You grab it, you eat it.
You grab
You're
it,
gonna
you-
enjoy it.
Yeah, you would like it.
Now we get to an immediate top tier candy. This
What a
is
peanut butter cup.
perfect.
It's perfect. Even though I can't eat a whole lot of them, but they're very good.
I can.
I can't. I'll get a stomach
I will
ache.
say.
I want to die.
I will say in particular the small ones.
the small ones,
I
yeah.
will eat an entire bag.
Oh yeah, for sure.
By
it's
myself.
Like which we're gonna get to. I'm pretty sure at some point, like a Snickers bar. Yeah,
Yes.
like they're down there. I love the minis. I just pop them,
Yeah.
pop. I'll literally buy a bag of just mini ones sometimes. I haven't done it in a while, but
hey,
sometimes I'll just
the
crave
combination
Snickers.
of chocolate and peanut butter is like probably the best candy combination.
And Reese's is very heavy on the peanut butter.
Yes, which
Very
I
heavy
love.
on the peanut
I
butter.
love. So perfect. And Reese's Pieces, I'm not the biggest fan of these.
Reese's Pieces
I'm
are like
more,
they're
they're almost like M&Ms,
Yeah,
but
right?
it's with peanut butter inside. So I do say these are scrumptious because if I have Reese's Pieces in the house, I'm going to eat them, right? But these aren't as good as the cups. So I'm gonna kind of lean scrumptious here.
okay. Sure. I mean, I don't really eat Reese's Pieces, but they seem like a scrumptious thing. Next is, I believe they're kind eggs.
Yeah. So that's ass.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure these are illegal in the United States
Yeah,
now.
I can't remember what.
Because there was
exact
stuff
egg it
inside,
was.
right?
Yeah.
There was stuff inside that like there was an actual like toy inside, but like
Yes. You had to break the chocolate, and if you ate the chocolate, like you just kind of took it out of the packaging and ate it.
Yeah.
Like you were gonna have a toy in your mouth.
yeah, and a
So-
lot of people broke their teeth trying to do
Yeah,
that.
that is awful.
Next, is that Smarties?
Smarties.
I always liked Smarties.
I think this is a scrumptious. I think this makes the scrumptious tier.
Definitely a scrumptious. It could be perfect, but scrumptious just seems right.
Yeah, it
Right?
kind of just it feels right.
Yeah, like
It
it's a nice change of pace. It's a powdery candy.
Yeah.
But like it has a nice flavor to it, very tangy, like strong flavor,
Yeah.
which is surprising because you look at them and they're very like bland
Yeah.
looking.
I mean,
They're not bad.
Look, they're kind of like chalk, but I mean, like it's really just granulated sugar.
Yeah, exactly. And then you got something similar here, which is basically like the Smarties rings here.
Yeah. I will say though, I'm not the biggest fan of these ones though. They're not exactly. I feel like they don't have any flavor. I kind of feel like.
These were more chalky than Smarties.
Yeah, I feel like I would kind of put these in the skip category, honestly.
Yeah, me too. Next,
Nothing said.
next, ring pop.
Ring pop.
I used to love ring pop.
So honestly, these weren't bad back in the day. These really weren't bad, and I would probably agree to putting them at scrumptious. But now, the ring aspect, I can't put it on my finger. Like I don't want it on my finger, right? And if I'm gonna eat one, I'm just gonna literally hold the ring part, right? So if it was literally just the top, like the edible part,
Yeah.
right? And maybe like ditch the ring and make it like a stick, maybe a stick pop.
Yeah, maybe.
But
Just the
I would-
candy
I
that they
would
use
think-
themselves.
I would think
was
that this
great.
is nice. But
Yeah, I'll put it in nice
I
too,
know-
just because we're adults now.
now I know somebody that actually proposed to his now wife with a ring pop.
With a ring pop.
You remember Dante Santoro?
Maybe.
He was in
Sounds
my
very
grade in
familiar.
high school.
Yeah, that sounds
was a
very
little bit
familiar. Okay.
He went to the Coast Guard. Proposed with a
He
ring pop
proposed
at
with a ring
first.
pop. That's funny. Next, I think it's peanut M&Ms, isn't it?
Peanut M&Ms. Perfect.
I could put it there. I actually do like the peanut M&Ms.
So,
I preferably
like-
over
like-
regular M&Ms.
Yes, agreed. So I will say the aspect of Reese's that we love so much, the peanut butter and the chocolate, is involved in the peanut M&Ms, but it's a actual whole peanut in the M&M. And I love that.
It's very
I
good.
love it.
It's very good. I
do really think it's perfect.
don't. When I get candy, I don't eat that as much as I should. Even though I shouldn't be eating candy, and I don't eat candy really much anymore anyway.
Yeah.
But that's a solid Solid candy. Next, rainbow Skittles.
Sour Skittles.
Sour Skittles.
I was a big fan of them back in the day.
Yeah,
but
they're okay.
they're okay. I would put them in the nice category.
Yeah,
and,
and nice.
they're not. They're not.
They're
bad.
okay. As a kid, like they were exciting
Yeah.
because sour was just exciting. But I nowadays it's just nice.
I can't even remember what that's called.
What? We can't read that. So tiny.
Telerone or Toblerone? Toblerone?
No, we're putting that in skip because we've never heard of that.
Yeah.
Anyway, Lifesavers. I didn't like them as a kid, but when I got older, I started to like them a lot.
Yeah, agreed. I kind of feel like I can't put them in the scrumptious category. I don't know if I can get there.
I know, just not there yet. It's almost there. It's almost like it's like a wannabe gummy worm.
Yeah.
It's not
Agreed.
not there yet. But
Agreed.
it's good. It's good. We can appreciate it.
Gobstoppers.
Gobstoppers. Did I ever eat gobstoppers?
I did.
You did?
A ton. It was one of my favorite candies. And,
Hold on.
an interesting fact, it was like, seeds, right, on the baseball field? When I was in junior league and senior league, it was gobstoppers. When I was on the mound, I usually had a gobstopper in my mouth. Like
Really?
one of those gobstoppers in my mouth. Like I literally had a box of them in my
Yeah, it's
bag.
literally like mini jawbreakers.
Yeah.
Like tiny jawbreakers.
Honestly, I really thought that they were like packed with flavor, and like they stuck around for a while, so like a box would last. Honestly, I think they're perfect.
I mean, I've never really eaten them, so like I can't say that they're perfect.
So
That's the only thing.
okay, so we're gonna battle this out here.
I mean, I'm looking at them right now, but like,
Flip a coin, call it.
tails.
Where should we put it? It was tails. Scrumptious. All right.
I know it hurts you a little bit on the inside.
It hurts me
but
a little bit on the inside, but I'm content with that.
I've never eaten them.
I'm content.
I won't put them in noise because I bet they're good. I just never ate them.
Now, I believe these are packaged literally like that, in like a little clear plastic bag. I'm not entirely sure. I believe they're like sour.
They're like sour dots. Yeah.
Um,
I think I recognize these. Very soft. That's what I remember them being.
honestly, I remember them having zero flavor.
I probably like the green one over everything else.
Honestly, right? And like,
But, like, I don't-
I said, this about dots, right? Like regular dots. The green one is top tier. If it was just the green dot, I would put it in perfect, right? I did not like it at all. I honestly think that's ass.
Sure. I'll agree. Because, like, I never went to the store wanting these.
Yeah.
Who wants those? Anyway.
Airheads.
Airheads. That's, like,
The
legit.
sour airheads.
Sour airheads. And
I mean, honestly, these are another one that's kind of like,
over regular airheads, I did kind of enjoy sour airheads. But yeah, I'll agree. It's a noise. It's a noise.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
Yeah. Now,
Is that another egg?
I believe that is an actual gobstopper.
Oh, like a legit, like,
I
big
believe
mother.
that is a big gobstopper.
Mother.
And on that side, I will say skip. The big one, you can't put it in your mouth.
I would say, though, those were exciting to do because everyone would dare each other to actually eat it.
Dude, I remember, like, in high school, like, someone would be like, I dare you to, like...
Dare you to eat this whole
I dare you to
gobstopper.
continuously lick a gobstopper until you get to the middle. Mm-hmm. And, like, a kid would spend an entire day in school.
So gross. It's very gross if you think about it. It's very gross if you think about it.
All right.
Snickers.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I used to
Now-
not really like Snickers as a
now,
kid.
honestly-
now they're great.
And honestly, I think personally, this is back-to-back perfects. I love Mike and Ike's.
I never-
Mike and Ike's is one of my favorite candies.
I never really cared for Mike and Ike's though.
Just think of dots. Just
Were they chewy? I don't even remember if they were chewy.
just remember, yeah. Just remember dots.
I always thought
just
that- I always
on
thought they were hard.
crack because they're so good.
I always thought they were hard because they were pill shaped, and I thought of it as like medicine.
Not at all. Like they're harder.
I
They're
think I've
harder
had 'em.
dots, right? But they are. Oh, they're so good.
All right,
They're packed with flavor. Packed with flavor.
I'm gonna let you have this one, just because of how much emotion you're putting into this.
Folks, next week, Matt will review Mike and Ike's.
I don't remember. I never ate Mike and Ike
And I'll
because, like
try
I
to
said,
find- I'll
like
try
I
to
said,
find gobstoppers as well.
like I said, I would just see them and they're pill shaped and be like, no.
Yeah, I mean, I could completely understand that. And when I was really younger, right, I never wanted them. But then my dad started buying them, and he gave me a couple. And the green one, it's the lime. Fantastic. Probably the best lime candy out there, right? And the lemon, the cherry, packed with flavor. Yeah, they're so good. So good.
Next, Peeps.
That's ass.
You've never liked Peeps.
I have
Nick likes Peeps, I
always
think.
hated Peeps.
They're just marshmallows, right?
They're literally just marshmallows with sugar on it, and I literally just thought that they never tasted good.
I mean, like, I've had a Peep before. They're okay.
Are we gonna concede with the skip? What? That's ass. Just like that, folks. Even though it was already broken, it was at least tied. Now
it's broken.
the record is officially broken.
It's officially broken.
5 that's ass candies.
And there could be more on the way.
There could be more on the way.
Next, Skittles.
I would say this is scrumptious. What would you say?
Yeah. It's not like a favorite candy of mine.
Yeah.
But I've always liked Skittles.
Yeah.
I always thought they were cool.
Agreed.
I never I know people like to just put them all in their mouth. I never like doing that. I like eating them one by one.
Yeah, same. Agreed.
But like as an adult, I've tried putting them all in my mouth. Not bad.
It's not bad, but I much rather
Just
do
one
it
one by one because they're all pretty good flavors.
The most I'll do at a time is like 2.
Hubba Bubba roll up gum.
Perfect. As a kid, let me tell you, there was nothing like receiving a Hubba Bubba and going to a baseball field.
I'll do that, but I never liked how powdery they were.
Really?
Never liked the powderiness.
Hey, that's fair.
But just because of how iconic they are.
Yeah, I mean, I just literally remember like always.
I ate Hubba. I ate it. I still ate it.
If I didn't have it, I would ask like, "Hey, do you have Hubba Bubba? Hey, do you have Hubba Bubba? Do you have the roll up? Like, hey, let me get some."
Yeah, no, my favorite was the blueberry or
Absolutely.
blue raspberry,
Blue
whatever
raspberry,
it was.
Absolutely,
That was my favorite. A lot of
absolutely.
For the record, just like as a thing here, a lot of my favorite of these are blue raspberries.
Yeah,
So
agreed.
and green apple.
Agreed. That's ass.
Who the fuck likes candy corn? It's terrible.
They're really not good.
They're not good. They're bland and tasteless. They taste like what I think
eat
sensu beans taste like.
I eat one, right, and then I'm like, and I don't go back.
It's not good.
No.
Like it.
No.
Like I would say, it feels like I'm eating literally just plastic.
Yeah.
Like not even rubber.
Yeah.
It tastes like rubber, but it feels like plastic.
Yeah. Agreed. Dove chocolate.
Dove chocolate's nice.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
I think it's
perfect. Every time I see Dove chocolate, I think of really nice chocolate.
Yes.
It's very nice. Like I'll eat it.
I think it's high quality chocolate.
Yeah, very, very, very high quality chocolate. Compared to like most, but yeah, I agree. Next, Starbursts.
I'm gonna go ahead and put this in scrumptious.
I will put it in scrumptious too, but I used to love. Favorite was yellow lemonade and pink lemonade. Those are my two favorite.
Yeah. Those were
But
good.
but cherry was good.
Yes.
I think it was either raspberry or cherry. I don't remember.
Cherry.
And that's really all I had, right?
I
They did
believe
come
the
out with
I
like
believe the classic one was, it was lemon. I believe cherry, strawberry, and orange.
yeah, orange was not bad. I liked orange too. Then they started coming out with like tropical flavors. Those were good too.
Those are good too. Those are
good,
very good.
Next, Swedish fish.
I think these are nice. They're not.
I used to love them,
Yeah,
but
agreed.
as I got older, when I started like eating a lot, it would suck.
Yeah, I never.
But
As
I'll
I've
put
gotten
it in-
older, I've.
But it's good.
not-
Swedish fish are good.
I've
A little,
liked them less.
a little like I don't want to say powdery, but like very chalky
Yeah.
in a way. Like it's not like very like potent on like the
Yeah.
the zingy flavor.
Agreed.
It was very like more focused on like the sheen of like
Yeah.
the gummy part of it,
Yeah.
which was not very sheeny. So, Sour Patch Kids.
I think that this is scrumptious.
It's scrumptious, yeah, definitely scrumptious. Not perfect, but scrumptious.
Yes.
If it was watermelon Sour Patch Kids, it's perfect for me.
Yes.
Haribo, gummy bears.
Personally, they're perfect.
Yeah, very iconic. I used to not really like gummy bears as a kid, but as I grew up, I had started to like gummy bears a lot.
I've kind of always liked them, and honestly, the Trolley sour gummy worms as well. I think those are perfect.
Yes.
Now,
Never ate Trolley, but
now that one,
Not a lot, but-
the Oreo one, we're kind of just gonna throw it at the bottom of the list. At the bottom of the If you can you drag it farther down? Yeah, like down there. Good.
we'll put it there for now.
Yeah. Just because there's already Oreos there.
Yeah,
we don't need
and
it
honestly,
twice.
anything that's not just regular Oreos is ass. I don't like the other flavors. I just like regular Oreos.
I mean, honestly though, I love the mint Oreos.
Yeah.
I love the mint Oreos. Other than that, I don't want any other flavor
Yeah.
Oreo besides the vanilla or the mint.
I don't want anything else.
All right.
What is that?
Sugar sticks. You remember those? It's literally just a stick of sugar. Literally, you pop open the top and you.
Yeah,
like a sugar packet.
like Pixie Six.
Yeah, Pixie sticks. I'm sorry.
Is that what it is?
Yes, Pixie
Pixie
Sticks.
Sticks.
These were nice.
They were okay. You want to
These
put
were
it
nice back in the
yeah.
day.
Yeah, they were okay. So sorry. Sorry, everybody. The mouse is your mouse is very sensitive. Get out of here. We keep doing that. And I'm putting that right there.
That's ass.
Next, milk.
That's ass.
That's ass. All right, we're making records, baby. What is that?
Oh my god, black licorice, red vines. That's ass. That's ass. That's ass. That's at the very bottom of that's ass.
I never really cared for black licorice. I never really cared for licorice.
I hated it. I hated it.
I never
I
cared
hated
for
black
licorice in general.
Black licorice is awful. It is dog awful. Okay,
That settles
this
that.
one,
What was next?
never had it before.
What is that?
I've never even heard of it.
What is it?
Uh,
Is it cut off?
I think it's Arrow.
Arrow? Let's see if I bring up Arrow candy. Yeah, Arrow.
I've never had it before.
It looks like bubbly, like, yeah, it's like feel the bubble.
Interesting.
We'll put it in the what
Yeah.
part of this,
never
not what
had
skin.
it.
Yeah, never had it, never really cared. Milky Way, scrumptious?
Scrumptious.
Scrumptious. Kit Kat, perfect.
Perfect.
Whoppers.
It's the only time I would put a Whopper anywhere below perfect. That's ass.
I never liked Whoppers.
Junior Mints.
Junior
These are
Mints.
nice.
Yeah, I never had them, but I'll put them in nice.
I've always kind of enjoyed these. You know, they really remind me of like a Yorkshire patty.
York peppermint patty.
Yes, York peppermint patty. Mm-hmm. Crunch.
Crunches are okay.
It's okay. It's nice.
Okay, nice. Perfect.
Perfect. Record setting perfect.
Starting to run out of room on this list. Get out of here, Ad. What is that?
Dum Dum Pops. If we're gonna go,
was it like? Do you put it in like
no?
like a?
These were the variety lollipops. Blue raspberry, cotton candy.
Oh yeah.
Perfect.
Perfect. Yes. Why am I so dumb?
Hershey's Kiss. Scrumptious.
Scrumptious.
Scrumdiddlyumptious.
Scrumptious. Yeah. I wouldn't mind popping some in my mouth.
Yeah.
But like, Not perfect. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's scrumptious. Airheads.
Honestly, they're kind of. I kind of want to
Yeah.
put them in the what category?
In the what category? I always liked
wasn't-
Airheads.
Really?
I always liked them, yeah. Not like scrumptious. I put them in the noise category.
Okay.
Yeah, you agree?
Okay.
Like, I enjoy them. They're good. I got them and I was like, yay! Like I said,
Yeah.
electric blue raspberry. The best one. Next one.
Fun dip.
What?
Fun dip. It's the where you get the straw, like the little stick, and you dip it in the
Oh,
sugar.
yeah.
I think that this is skip because
Yeah, I'll agree.
never really the biggest fan of these. I was a really big fan of them when I was a kid, but
Yeah, but as
like
got older.
even when I got a little older as a kid, I didn't like them.
Jelly beans,
Jelly beans, scrumptious.
they could be perfect for me.
Certain ones, I don't like all of them. There are definitely a bunch of flavors that I don't like.
Maybe we'll go over that one day. We'll go.
Yeah,
we'll all
we can-
agree. I'll concede, and we'll go with
can-
scrumptious.
Maybe we can go over jelly bean flavors. Maybe we can find one that's jelly bean flavors.
Yes, mint lifesavers.
These are just kind of nice. I mean, there's just a mint.
Yeah. Okay. Regular M&Ms.
We kind of have to put them in scrumptious, right?
Yeah, not perfect like peanut
Yeah.
M&Ms because oh my god, ungodly levels compared to regular M&M.
This high chew, throw it at the top. I might even go to say that this is one of my favorite candies.
I had a high chew for the first time last week.
They are so
They're very good. It's like Laffy Taffy.
It's
better.
It's
like
like
Laffy
softer,
Taffy, but better.
It's like
It's softer, yeah.
softer Laffy Taffy with a ton
of
more
flavor. Ton of flavor. Yeah, I agree. Like I had that for the first time the other day, and
ton of flavor.
very, very good.
And there's so many of them too.
There's a lot. Yep.
So many of them.
Next, Heath bars.
Never a fan.
Me neither.
That's ass. We might even get to a second row.
We might get to a second row. We have more that's ass
Oh
than
my
like
God.
we're indifferent. That's insane. Like the
Wow.
difference between like sports and candy has really shown our true colors.
Okay.
Just foods in general. It'll be very interesting.
Hershey's chocolate. Regular Hershey's chocolate. Scrumptious.
Yeah, I'll put in scrumptious. I was honestly like, I would prefer more chocolates than Hershey.
Yeah, agreed.
Like it's an acquired taste.
Yes.
I would say Hershey's chocolate is very, very.
I mean, honestly,
it has its
honestly,
very
here-
distinct flavor.
I'm okay with moving this to nice because honestly, I don't even think it comes close to Dove, and
Well,
I don't even think I mean, it's pretty much the same as Hershey Kisses, right? But I like the small part aspect of it. Mm-hmm. I think the entire bar itself maybe goes down to nice.
I will say though, it's kind of like the same with me and Milky Way though. Like I don't hate. I actually like Milky Way better than Hershey's. So sue me, but
I think we throw it in
it's-
nice then.
Yeah, fuck it. We'll put it in noise. It's still good.
Yeah.
But it's an acquired taste. It
Yes.
has a very distinct flavor to it. I feel like people are like it's like hit or miss with a lot of people.
So lemon heads, I've never had them.
They're very very soury. They're like I think they're like gobstoppers, but it's literally just lemon flavored sour.
I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah.
I would put it in
I would
skip,
put it
just
in
'cause
skip.
I just don't. I don't know.
I'm not
too much.
that big into sour. My brother I think loved lemon
Yeah.
heads. Ryan, I think he did because he loved
I think I
sour
remember
candy.
seeing them in his room
Yeah.
before.
Like he loved sour candy.
Now
So-
Twizzlers.
I put them in the what or skip category. I'll put it in the skip. They're
I-
better than black
I-
licorice, but skip.
I feel like I need to put it in nice because
Yeah.
there's times where I get into a Twizzler kick and I just want Twizzlers.
I can't say the same. I've never liked Twizzlers.
Really?
Never liked them. They just don't do it for me. It's kind of like the same thing with like Swedish Fish, except worse, in my opinion.
Okay. Here we go, folks. Call it in the air. Flip a coin.
It's tails.
It's going in nice. It was heads.
All right. Just the fact that like it's very iconic. I'll concede. Nerds. I actually like Nerds better than Twizzlers.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't mind popping a ton of my
I will
mouth
say,
once in a while.
I can't put them in the what or skip category because they are kind of iconic.
Yeah.
So I'll go nice here.
We'll go nice, yeah. Over Twizzlers, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Just to make myself feel a little better. What is that? I can't read
That
it.
is the bomb. The
Is that rock candy?
yeah, I can't remember what it is. Pop Rocks.
Pop Rocks. Oh, Pop Rocks. They were okay.
Yeah, they were okay. I don't think
It was just
I
cool
could
to hear them sizzle in your mouth.
I don't know. I think this is a what?
Yeah, kind of like what were we thinking here kind
Yeah.
of thing. I agree.
Yes. Very much agreed.
That's
this is
better than the roll hubba
This is
bubba.
biased because of baseball.
Yes. It's the staple of baseball. Every little league
Yes.
team has these.
Yes,
Buckets.
literally.
And even older teams have
Literally.
buckets of these. They would go out and get them. Tootsie Rolls.
I think it's nice.
Yeah, I'll say that too. I've never really fancied Tootsie Rolls ever.
Red Vines. These aren't even close to Twizzlers,
Like
in my opinion.
not as good.
No,
Want to put them in the skip?
put them in skip.
Okay. Like I don't even know what they are. To be completely honest with you.
The egg. That's ass.
Oh my God, we've gone 2 rows and that's ass.
We got 2 rows.
God, we're losing room for the viewers, man. They can't even see where Scrumptious really is anymore. We're gonna have to scroll up when that happens. Next, Butterfingers. I never cared for Butterfingers.
Neither did I. I honestly never liked it. I think that's ass.
That's ass.
Pez.
Pez.
Dispenser. I think this is just kind of nice.
Yeah, it's nice. I always got excited to get a cool Pez dispenser. I always thought it was cool.
I'm sorry. Can you go up real quick? I thought we already ranked that. We did.
Which one is? Well, what's the difference?
I don't think there is. I think it's left and right.
Left and right.
They're the same thing, people.
They're the same
We can-
freaking candy. They're both great.
Yeah.
They're perfect. Okay.
That's another perfect.
Yep.
Sour Patch watermelons is probably
The best.
the best candy ever made. Yeah, you can do that. Perfectly.
Every time I go to a movie theater, it's a must.
Perfectly fine.
It's a
with that.
must. God, they're so good. I would say as in candy, not like chocolate candy, the best. My most favorite candy ever made.
Sounds good. York.
And then the last one,
patties.
we're gonna skip this one because we don't really give a shit. York peppermint patties.
Nice.
I agree. It's nice. It's very nice. It's a very acquired taste, but I would say it falls into the noise category.
Well, folks, there you have it.
It's not the whole list because I'm just showing the perfects right now because who
Yeah.
gives a shit about Heath and Butterfingers? But that's
that's-
pretty much it.
That's our candy rank this tier list.
Pose for a picture. This was fun. I had a lot. I had a lot of fun
with this one.
A lot of fun with this one. And this was a very good list. Thank you for the
Yeah.
person who had made this on the tierlist.com, tiermaker.com.
Absolutely.
It was very, very good. And we went down some very
Honestly,
memorable lanes.
I think next week we go down and we do a segment where we take the candies that we put in this perfect and scrumptious tier and we rank them from 1 to whatever number.
Interesting. Very, very interesting.
I think that would come down to a pretty fun and kind of back and forth kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot of
And we-
bias
and-
on some sides.
Yeah, and we would need you in the chat to help us out with that
Absolutely.
one. That would be a very,
Absolutely.
very, very
Should
cool.
we kind of just set it in stone and
We'll do that. We will do that.
so next week on the episode we will do a rank this segment of our perfect and scrumptious tiers and we will rank them number to number.
Yeah. Well, we could either because I don't know how to make a tier list on this yet, but we could probably just take this tier list and like put, see these, put them on. I think there's 26 in total. Put them all on the top, and then make our tier list into the specific order that we want it to be.
So 1 out of 26 or 7. I'm excited to do that, but we're gonna need chat's input. Yeah. So spread the word, get some people.
Because if there's something that we're not gonna agree on, we're gonna need your guys' opinion.
Exactly, we're gonna need chat's opinion to blast that out. But
this was fun. I enjoyed this.
I really enjoyed this one. I really enjoyed this episode of Rank This.
Mm-hmm. That was very good.
Well, it's been another great installment of Gabagalooza, the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I want to thank you guys for coming down, spending, 2 hours with us on a Monday night when there's nothing else going on besides a ton of sports and a ton of playoff sports.
Yeah, going on right now.
Thank you for spending the time here that you have. We appreciate it. We thank you. We love you. And always, 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 always remember. You stay good.